Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone in RTS, Rise and Thrive with Success. I am really, really excited to be here. Normally, our midweek empowerment call is on some kind of mindset or motivation. We were supposed to do reinforce your new identity, allow success to flow with less resistance. But I'm sure that most of you know today, 10/1, it is my first day being unemployed. And if you don't, let me just tell you a short story. So I went to work 2 weeks ago. And no, actually, no, I was working from home. And my my manager sends me an email, an invite to Teams for a meeting. And I'm like, okay, so that's fine. Not unusual. Sometimes we're going to discuss a bank or a client or whatever. 3 o'clock comes and he goes on. I go on at exactly 3 o'clock, and our VP and HR get on the line. And he's like, okay, Maria, so we have him and her on the line, not mentioning names. Um, and I'm like, okay, strange. The VP, okay, we normally discuss accounts together, but to have the other person there, HR, unusual. But okay, so he starts talking. To make a long story short, actually not that long, to make a 6 minute, 24-second minute shorter, the whole call was to let me know that my position had been terminated. Uh, it was a tough decision, but there's a decision that corporate made because of such and such. Da, 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 da. Honestly, this I was just like staring at the laptop, no face. All I do is hear him talking. He's reading. And then he's like, okay, well, so she's going to explain to you a little bit of what's going to happen and where we move from here. Okay. I'm still staring at the computer and I'm still trying to put this together. I have no idea what's going on. So, okay, so that's fine. Uh, she gets on and she explains to me, being that this is, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a decision tough to make, whatever. She made her speech. Um, Okay. Do you have any questions? Uh, no. I'm trying to figure out what's happening right now. This is, I'll be honest, this caught me by surprise. I was not expecting this. So I need a little bit of time to digest what you just said. And I'm not sure what to say right now. So I don't hear my manager say anything. The VP says nothing. And she's like, okay, we understand, blah, 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 blah. Done. 6 minutes, 24 seconds on a faceless Zoom call to terminate a 15-year loyal, dedicated work relationship. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened, but it happened. Anyway, it was okay. I felt a little numbed, but it's okay. This is just, I had it planned in some kind of way. I had to extend because I needed my medical benefits for a little longer. So whatever. Anyway, to make it shorter, uh, I started thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm not worried. I have my legacy program. I have my 2 hour workday that I could lean on. And that was my plan anyway. I have my community. I am I could generate an income on this. I could have done better if I had timed myself correctly. I don't know how to budget my time. I would sit to do my 9 to 5 and I would not finish until that was done, taken away from my online business. So, okay, look back, don't stare, use it as experience. Uh, have to move on. So I sat down and I'm just thinking away. It was a little difficult to it was a little difficult to let it out of my mouth, period. Like I have no idea. I was still trying to figure it out. I didn't tell my husband until the following day, the following day, because I couldn't talk about it. But okay. Anyway, uh, good timing. Spanish community is coming up, and I am going to put in my all to help out with that project. And I am actually very excited. I'm working my community, and I figured I was going to do a community lunch today, but it is Wednesday, and it was too short of, like I didn't work things out completely, but I do have, and I created a blueprint, and I am going to call that blueprint the Turning Point Blueprint, and how to thrive after forced retirement. So I am really excited about this because my plan is to turn this into a workshop. I want to turn it into something valuable for all those humans that have been let go, laid off. Uh, I said fired in front of my manager, and he's like, "You didn't get fired." Okay, so what do we call it today? I don't know. I've been working here for 15 years, so I have no idea. I've been off the workforce. So he's like, "No, you got laid off." And and it's only because corporate made a decision, whatever and the other. I mean, I don't blame them. I don't say I didn't I have not taken it personal. I'm not taking it personal because I know how corporate works. Uh, and it's just what it is. I am very grateful to them. And I have to say this and put it into this recording because it has a little bit to do with um this whole transition. So I've worked for this company since 2015, 20, I'm sorry, 2010. And uh my mom got sick. My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it was too much for my dad. So this was before COVID. I had to bring my mom with me. No one was working from home, and they made it possible for me to work from home. So with that said, at that time, we all know there was just no working from home from not too many companies, unless they started that way. But many corporate companies were that was not a thing. Um, so they made it possible for me to be able to work from home. I had to go and get my mom, and they were okay with that. Um, so they set me up with monitors, with a computer, with everything that I needed to be able to get my work done from home. So after that, they would put in information, they would send corporate a message every 6 months, every 3 months, to let them know that no, we're staying like this. Everything is fine. My work was getting done anyway. So they had no problem with that. And obviously they trusted me for me to be able to work from home. So when Hurricane Maria, they were constantly looking out. Maria, are your parents okay? They were in Puerto Rico. Maria, do you need anything? Maria, just let us know. Every morning they will ask me, so how are your parents? Did you hear from them? I didn't hear from my parents for a few days. I was losing my mind. And Maria, do you have to go out there? What do you have to do? They were constantly, and this is the CEO, the VP, my manager, and everyone in the company. But to get them, for them to, they're the company management. Not everyone has that luck. Um, so when my dad got sick, I just got on a plane and I went, and they were okay with that. I was like, oh my gosh, if they fire me, I mean, I did have my mom, I didn't have daily pay. That's what it was at the time. I came across uh, the DGC after my mom passed a few months later. And but for my dad, I didn't know about DGC. And I was like, you know what? If they let me go, it's okay. I have back. So I got on the plane and I left. But they were okay with me working out there for as long as needed. My dad was given 6 months and he didn't make the 3 months, but they were there to support me. And they were very, very supportive with that as well. So any steps or anything that I had to do, it was okay with them. That was 23, 24. I was in and out of doctors and same thing. So they have been very supportive through when it meant the most to me. So to me, that's heavier. I appreciate what I've had. Anyway, to make this long story short, I'm already taking time. So this is my thought and what I want to do. So the turning point blueprint, how to thrive after a forced retirement. Um, so sometimes life closes a door before we're ready, whether through layoff, early retirement, or health challenges. But what feels like an ending can be the turning point to a brighter beginning. So, this blueprint will help release stress, reframe mindset, reignite the possibilities, and begin your path towards financial freedom. So this is um my plan on that layout. As we know, yeah, it's a big transition. It's how we make a living. And although not everyone thinks so, but money is close to not everything, but without money, it's hard to do a lot of things. It's hard to do just about anything. So, so it becomes very stressful. So we have to release stress. You can't see new opportunities while stuck in fear or overwhelmed. Stress is like a block. It's like it's negative. And even a person, and again, it's a challenge. Should I have not had DGC on my side, on my corner, in my life, would have been so stressed out. I'm not going to lie, because now I have to go out and start looking for work. Now I have to go out and start learning how to interview. It's just such a process. Look, I get chills of just thinking about it. I don't want to go through that again. So, so it would be very stressful. With that, now now what? So I do have some exercises that if you do feel stressed, and I hope that if you are watching this, that is for either future plans, and I hope that nobody gets laid off. It was my plan also to just keep it moving, retire from that job and just do my online business. Um, I wanted to do it on my terms, but it's okay because now I could do things on my terms, not somebody else's. So, I do have exercises just like breathing exercises. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale, 6, and repeating that 3 times. So let's try and do that. So, so inhale deeply for 4, hold 4, exhale 6, and you repeat that 3 times. When you breathe in, make sure that you feel that air go in your tummy. A lot of times we don't know how to breathe. I did not know how to breathe. Can you believe that? Believe it. It took for me to start PT for my shoulder, and they were trying to show me how to, instead of using, like being tense up here, to use the back of my shoulder blade. So, to pick up bags. And no, you think of that muscle and you make that muscle work. So now I have to lay back so I could learn how to like lay back. Okay, breathe, relax. And they were showing me that I breathe and I leave my air in my lungs. You're not supposed to do that because now the oxygen is not going through your body. So you have to bring that oxygen to your belly. You have to see that belly go up and down, up and down. Because if not, then you're not breathing right. I know, it's so crazy. But breathing that way, it reminds me of when, women go into labor that they tell us, oh, breathe. Well, it's true. You're actually forcing oxygen into your body, including your brain. So we need that oxygen in our brain so we could relax. And it makes our brain work better. You kind of like it gets you like a little lightheaded, and it kind of like takes away the tension and it relaxes your body. So that's one form of trying to get rid of stress. Just breathe and make that happen. I know sometimes you're ready to have like an anxiety attack. How am I going to breathe? Force yourself. Force yourself for at least 1 minute and make it happen. And you will see how it changes you. Another thing that we could do is write a journal. So journal 1 page of everything on your mind. Whatever you have up here, just put it on that journal. Don't filter, just release, just let out. If you're mad, whatever it is, just write it down. Just let it out. Let that whatever thoughts are just running crazy, take them out. It's actually a good form of just making your mind a little less heavy because you're letting it out. Even if you take your phone and you talk into your phone, that's not a bad way to do it either. It would actually be a good idea to do that. Um, okay. Sorry about that. Another thing is affirmations. I am safe. This is a new chapter, not the end of my story. Took me a minute to get that, but I did make it to that point. Although I have to say, there's times that I get a little stuck and I'm like, oh, you get like that roller coaster feeling, like in your stomach that when the roller coaster goes up and down. But it's a difference, it's a change. So with that, it's almost like, it still comes. We're human. We are allowed to feel. So I'm safe. I am safe. This is a new chapter in my life. Today, I start a new chapter, and I'm starting that new chapter with you. I'm starting that new chapter with this blueprint, the turning point blueprint, and just how to thrive after forced retirement. I'm so excited about this because I know that it's going to help me and it's going to help many people out there. So I'm just going over it. I'm going to do a formal Zoom on this, as a formal call, and probably turn it into like some kind of workshop. So don't forget, breathe, write it out, and affirmations. So the exercise for this section, I would like it if you could list 3 things you are grateful for today, no matter how small. 3 things that you're grateful for. So we release the negative and we write down the positive, something that we are grateful for. I am grateful, excuse me, for what this company did for me. I'm not going to lie. I appreciate their support when it most mattered to me. Thanks to, I was going to be next to my parents regardless, but should they had not been the support that they were, I would have probably left the job. That would have been another challenge. And at that time, I needed my job. So it was a good thing. So, step 2, reframe your mind. Why? A new chapter requires new beliefs. So when we think negative, our mindset gets all out of whack and we start going all over the place. So with that, it's important to just reframe your mindset and start thinking of positive things that you could do. It was a little difficult not to start crying of emotions, mixed emotions. No, what am I going to do? Da, 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 da. And again, it would have happened if I didn't have legacy in my life, but I do. So thank God that that moment has not. I thought today was going to be the day. I spent the whole last 2 weeks just like everyone. Oh, Maria, I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. You've been here for so many years. You've been helping me with this. You've been doing that, 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 that. I'm like, I'm okay. It's okay. It was my time. Oh my God. But now if they let you go, they're going to let me go. I'm nobody here. I've just been here so many years. Da, da, da. No, you're not going anywhere. It was my time. So I've been trying to just like look at everything in the best positive way. But yesterday, I, the day before yesterday, I went into the office. That was the last day at the office. And I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going to be difficult. They took me out to lunch and I thought I was going to just like, it was going to, I was going to release things that, how dare them or whatever, but I did not. My manager was there and if anything, I was very grateful for him and I expressed. And I said to him and everyone that was there was like 12 people in there and I told him, I said, Joe, I don't want you to feel bad about this because he had a hard time telling everyone. I heard that, it really affected him. He was not even able to say anything. Like he had to read what he had in front of him because he couldn't talk. Um, Me and him started together. I was the first one he took in to the department, and I kind of like helped him a lot. We did a lot of things for this department together. So I'm sure that it was very difficult. I mean, obviously, it was very difficult for him. Um, but I told him, no, if it wasn't because of you, I would have never been able to be next to my mom that last second. I would have not. been able to be next to my dad. So 22, I lost my mom. 23, I lost my dad. 24, I was in and out of the hospital doing tests and all this BS. 25, I get my time back. He looked at me and people were like, what? One of the managers that were there said, are you serious? Like, I'm serious. I'm not taking this in a negative way. I'm taking it as, do I need to work? Do I need the money? Heck yeah. But I've been working on my online business and I will be okay. And even if I did not have that, I would be okay. No, I would really be okay. I was a single mom. I worked 3 jobs. I worked a full-time and I worked 2 part-times. I did collections during the day. I cleaned offices after work, and Saturdays I cleaned houses. So I took care of me and my kids. Now it's just me. So I would be okay. I know I would be. But when I said that to him, when I said that to them, of course, I said it with the best energy ever because it is true. I have my 2 hour workday. I have my community. I have support. I have legacy. I have, I should be saying we, but the Spanish community launching and being able to help other people, other families is huge. For me, this is huge because there's so many people that could use this, so many caregivers, so many people that don't really want to bring their parents or grandparents to a nursing home, but they have to because they have to work. Now they could do it from home. And I want to help them with this. So many women that have been stuck in situations, in unwanted situations, but can't get out of them because of financial freedom, because of financial challenges, financial security. They don't need to do that. I'm not saying that I was there. I thank God I always worked and took care of me. But I've seen a lot of women that have had to stay in relationships because of their financial security and their kids' financial security. There's no need for that. It's time to live. It's time for us to be able to do for ourselves. So yes, so we have to leave the old belief and new truth. So I'm too old to start over. That's that old belief. No, my experience is my advantage. Thank you, corporate company, for taking me to here. And I have my insurance license, I have my knowledge, I have a lot that I'm taking with me. I worked with banks, I did accounting. So, but I also have my 2 hour workday. And all I have to do is master my 2 hour workday, and I'm good. And it's good. So mastering the 2 hour workday and putting time into my community. To be honest with you, I have no problem sitting here and I love being on the computer and just interacting with people and out doing outreach and all that stuff. To me, I don't know, I feel good doing it. Having a community is like, was I ready when I started it? No, I was not. I'm not gonna lie. But am I loving it? I am. And I am because I want to help people, because I want to see people be like, I did my 6 figures. What? The day that happens, I don't even know. but it will happen. It will happen. So all beliefs. It's too late for me. I'm 58 years old. It's just too late. Now, this is my fresh start. This is a new chapter. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the time. Like, yeah, I'm 58 years old. I'm not 100. I'm more than halfway there, but it's okay. I don't feel it. I feel good. I totally feel good. I'm able to run after my grandchildren. I go to the park with them and I could run after them. I'm not gonna lie, we went to Disney and my grandchildren were like, it was a little hard to keep up, but it's because no time. I haven't been able to do much, but that's gonna change. So, or another excuse, another old belief. I don't have tech skills. I don't have the skills. Well, I can learn and adapt. You have to remember that this brain, you can start using it, even if you have not used it for a long time. Start learning, read little things here and there, and you'll be okay. I'll be okay. I've been reading. I love to take notes every time my Michelle says anything. I just got this book and it's all full of notes. I'm not kidding. Like I got this just before I went to Kansas to the mastermind, and it's full of notes. I go over them and I read. I have guest speakers that I want to bring in, and I'm really excited about this. So you will be able to learn. So what else? Mm, okay, so exercise for this section. Section 2, to reframe your mindset. Write down one limited belief you've been carrying and cross it out and replace it with a new empowering truth. So like if you think you don't have the skills, okay, I don't have the skills, and then put a big around it and say no. Replace it with something that I'm going to learn it. I can adapt. This is going to work. I'm making this happen. So the exercise for that, write down one limiting belief you have been carrying, why you cannot do the 2-hour workday, and cross it out and replace it with a new empowering truth. And as you cross it out, like really cross it out with your heart, this way you could make sure you don't use that limited belief. Okay, step 3, reignite your possibilities. Why? Freedom isn't just about money. It's about options and purpose. I'll say that again. Freedom isn't just about money. It's about options and purpose. So your options now, my options now, which I'm really, really excited about, my 2-hour workday. Small steps, big results. We all know if you are in the legacy or have any of the programs within DGC, you know that it's possible. I've been doing this since 2023. I've seen Michelle grow tremendously in every way. She wasn't as when I saw her in the first mastermind, like I almost teared. Actually, I did tear. Um, because this is a lady that my husband found on TikTok, and she's just saying, "Oh, I made 14,000 this month." Okay. When he told me about it, I'm like, talk to me about numbers. I don't do sales, because that's what I thought it was. And Anyway, he showed me 3 days in a row, and I said, listen, if you want to get it. That's all on you. But I can't see myself doing sales. So it turned out that I had to help him. And I ended up, this was a few months after my mom passed. I was very quiet and, I don't know, my world was different. And I'm listening to Michelle give instructions on how to set up system. At the time, it was IPS. All of a sudden, I started getting emotional. And I'm like, who is this lady? She was just training. I have no idea. Actually, she clarified this the other day when I went to the mastermind, which I wish I had talked to her a long time ago because for 3 years I've been saying, but that makes no sense to me. And every time I said the story, it was just weird. But yes. So I started the 2 hour workday, and my husband is like, okay, he sat back. No, I'm doing it. And I'm okay with that because I'm enjoying this. And plus, not to mention, I'm really okay with this. So anyway, um, leverage digital tools. Earn while you live. I could be out there. I could be doing my call out there. It's just that, I don't want to hold the phone. And plus, there's always boats and the jet skis and stuff going by. And if not, you hear the eagles making a lot of noise and then it gets loud. But I could be out there doing this. I could be in Puerto Rico doing this. I could be anywhere. There's so much freedom to do content and to put in those 2 hours a day that we really have no excuse. I have no excuse now. Before I used to do my 9 to 5. And again, I didn't know how to budget my time. If there was something to do, I would just keep on working. And by the time I was done, I was exhausted. It was already nighttime. And, it was a little difficult. So by the time I was done, to do content, it was a little difficult. So I don't have that excuse anymore because that's exactly what that was. That was an excuse. Um, so join supportive communities. That's an option you have. So you could join a community like Rise and Thrive with Success to grow together. I have gained, I have come across so many amazing people in our community that, wow. The first time I met Michelle in person, it was on a cruise that we had. And I want to say it was mid 24. No, early 2024. And there was like maybe, I want to say 22 members there. And it was so nice because, like I remember Renee, she's doing her content and, like we had such a great time. It was almost like we already knew each other, which we did. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We did know each other, but we knew each other over Zoom. Seeing each other there in person was just amazing. And it was nice. And Michelle, she would be we would be like by the cabana, by the pool, and there she is doing her content and doing her work. So it was great to see that you're able to do this stuff while you're away on vacation or doing whatever. And then meeting her again at the first mastermind, like meeting everyone there. Oh my gosh, not this one, the first mastermind that we had in March, 20, March 25. It was incredible. We walked in there and the energy alone was crazy, was insane. Everyone, we felt like we knew each other, like which we did. We did over Zoom calls. So, it's great to belong to a community because it's, like you support each other, you celebrate each other, you seek for each other when you need to. And it's just a great thing to have on your side. So anyway, for step three, the exercise is write down one thing you always wanted to do but never had the time for. Imagine how a flexible lifestyle could make it possible. So, one thing that you always wanted to do, but because you have no time, you haven't been able to do it. Imagine just being able to just get up and go. For example, your parents lives out in you're in Florida and your parents live in Puerto Rico, New York. But you can't go because you have to work and you only have vacation once a year. You get that week, 2 weeks if you're lucky. So now you get to see your parents once a year. Do you know the average person lives healthy 75 years? So if your parent is, I don't know, 70, let's say 65, that means they only have 10 years. So if you go visit them once a year, that means that you have 10 visits with them. That's a shame. That's a shame that we have to live that kind of life. And I get it. Tickets are super expensive. Traveling is super expensive. Gas is oof. But you want to be able to have the freedom to go be around your loved ones. Sometimes, like parents want to see their kids and it's difficult for them because a lot of people can't afford it. And if they can, they can't because of work, or they have to take their vacation for that once a year. Do you know what it is to think that, oh, I only have 5, 10 visits with my mom, my dad? That's that's insane. That's insane. So write down one thing that you have not been able to do, whether it's that, maybe you want to go to um, Italy or whatever it is. Imagine just being able to say, okay, you know what? Making those reservations and going. Ooh, that would be nice. So, okay. So step four, your turning point roadmap. It's a simple journey from stress to freedom. So stress, mindset shift, new action, and financial freedom. I say again, and you can write it down. And I actually have the blueprint that I'm going to share with you guys. So, stress, mindset shift, new action, financial freedom. Remember, it doesn't happen overnight, but each little step is your turning point. So, you don't have to figure it all out alone. Inside Rise and Thrive with Success, we walk this journey together with tools, life support, and a community that believes in you. We could do this together. So if you're not from Rise and Thrive, if you're not a member from Rise and Thrive with Success, I will share the community link so you could join and you can make this happen for you. I know I know we sometimes don't have time to do things. And sometimes if we leave things for tomorrow, oh, tomorrow might not ever happen, number one. And number two, we forget. So I am also going to post my calendar. So if you want to start this chapter with me, this is a new chapter in my life. Um, let's write it together. Let's do it together. Why not? Life is good. if something doesn't work out our way, it's not that it's the wrong way. It's just that it's not the way that we envisioned it. That's it. We could look at it differently, but it's all here. We have to kind of like do that shift a little bit. So I am not finished. I'm just getting started. This is my turning point, and I will rise and thrive with success and with you. We could do this together. So, again, I'm going to put my calendar here. And please, if you want to do a one-on-one, let's do it. Let's talk. Let's try and work it out together. We could do mindset. We could shift our minds and we could do that turning point roadmap together. Let's look at the possibilities together and reframe our mindset because we can. We can. All we have to do is just make a little effort, little steps at a time. That's all. So, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. And I respect and appreciate the time that you have taken to watch this video. I know it's a little long, but please, if this made a change, if you had any um um if you have any comments, please tell me. Put it in the comments. I would love to hear it. I would totally love and would appreciate to hear it. I am going to make this into a workshop, so I would love to hear any ideas that you have. I am going to have a journal, and also these are my thoughts. I have a spreadsheet also to do and work with that, um, and the blueprint. So again, uh, thank you again, and blessings to you all. Any comments, please put in the bottom and let me know. And if you want to set up that one-on-one, I'm here for you. Blessings, and you all have a great evening.